Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
A child pornography case here in Lexington was back in court, with the Cassidy twins facing 17 new charges altogether.
For some people, Clay County air evac services will now be free. We'll explain why.
Weekend is rolling in on a gorgeous weather note throughout central and eastern Kentucky, but I'm tracking some big-time changes for Halloween week. The full forecast straight ahead on WKYT News at 4:30 that starts right now.
Good afternoon on this Friday. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. Twin brothers back in court for a child pornography and sexual abuse case. It now includes 17 new charges between the two of them.
Jack and Jerry Cassidy were arraigned in Fayette County Circuit Court. The brothers are accused of sexual abuse dating as far back as the 1970s. WKYT's Jerica Insco has more on today's arraignment. It's our top story at 4:30.
Today in court here in Lexington, the Cassidy twins were arraigned again on new sexual abuse charges. This follows a grand jury indicting them earlier this month.
Lexington police say this case surfaced just 2 months ago, starting when they found child pornography at Jerry and Jack Cassidy's home on Mason Headley Road. The two were arrested then and also charged with sexual abuse while in jail when a victim came forward. Once they bonded out of jail, the Cassidy twins were arrested again this month when new victims came forward. Those new charges against Jerry Cassidy include 1 count of possession of a matter portraying a sex performance by a minor, 2 counts of second-degree sodomy, 4 counts of indecent and immoral practices with a child younger than 15 years old, 1 count of third-degree sodomy, and 1 count of first-degree sexual abuse. Jack Cassidy's charges are the same, but with 1 less count of indecent and immoral practices with a child, which are the charges that they were both arraigned on for today. Police say these child sex crimes date back to the 1970s when they were both Boy Scout troop leaders.
Jerry and Jack Cassidy are set to appear in court again November 6th for a pretrial conference. In Lexington, Jerica Insco, WKYT.
Police believe the victims were between 8 and 15 years old and say the brothers abused those children for more than 20 years between 1963 and 1985. We are continuing to track the search for a man charged in connection to Lexington's latest murder case. Police have issued a warrant for 20-year-old Savon Thompson. They say he was involved in last week's deadly shooting of Jeffrey Adams in an apartment on McCullough Drive. Lexington police have already arrested and charged Nathan Miller and a juvenile with complicity to murder. Police have not said who pulled the trigger. Well, after a mostly chilly week, things are finally looking up as we head into the weekend.
We are expecting, dare I say, a perfect weekend for Keeneland and UK football. Okay, Chris, I threw that word out there. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Am I going too far?
No pressure on me, huh? Now I've got to deliver absolute perfection as we make our way into Saturday and Sunday. I think Mother Nature is going to give us the goods this weekend, so we're looking to be in pretty good shape. Good shape this afternoon. Look at our Frankfort cam. Blue skies over top of us, a hint of some high-level clouds that are scooting on in. We'll see those from time to time over the next several days as another weak front approaches the Commonwealth as we go into the day on Saturday. That has no real moisture, similar to the one that was making its way through the area a little earlier today, spawning mainly some high clouds and really nothing to write home about. Here's what it looks like on live first alert defender across central and eastern Kentucky. That is a whole lot of nothing that is showing up with the clouds and obviously with Kentucky's most powerful live Doppler radar. Nothing to really write home about. That's a good note that we're writing home about. Temperatures this evening, if you're out on the town, will drop quickly into the mid and upper 50s shortly after sunset, and by the time we roll into 11 o'clock, we're chilling it down with some upper 40s beginning to show up into parts of the area. But again, it's a mainly dry sky that will be noted not only tonight, but into the coming weekend. Next week, changes start to show up into your Halloween forecast. I'm tracking not 1, but 2 systems before we flip the calendar from October into November, guys. A chillier 7-day forecast after the weekend when I come back in a bit.
We're not even thinking about that, are we?
No way.
Well, a really big announcement today for people living in southern Kentucky.
The fiscal court in Clay County signed an agreement with Air Evac Life Team to cover any additional costs associated with being airlifted. Morgan Lentis has the details.
If you get hurt and need to be airlifted, the price is pretty steep. I'm told it can cost upwards of $30,000 just for one flight, and most insurance companies don't foot the bill. That was the driving force behind the Clay County Fiscal Court's decision to partner with Aerovac Life Team in Manchester. The agreement means if your insurance provider won't cover all your costs for the flight, the county will pay the remaining balance. 1 year of coverage cost the fiscal court $50,000.
It gives every resident that lives within Clay County, it gives them our ambulance coverage for our company or any of our sister companies.
That means any person who lives in Clay County who has health insurance will have no out-of-pocket expenses if they are airlifted within the county.
Morgan Lentis, WKYT.
Clay County Judge Executive Joe Asher tells us the fiscal court has been working on this project since early this year.